What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today.
Well, about 8 years ago at this very time, I made my very first post ever as Mini Superheroes Today. Hey guys, Jonathan here. Well, as I said, today is the 8-year anniversary of Mini Superheroes Today. Man, life has flown by. Let me give you a little history lesson on how Mini Superheroes Today came to be, and then I'm gonna answer your 8 most burning questions that you asked me recently. Okay, so it's March of 2015. I'm at Belmont University here in Nashville, Tennessee, in my freshman year dorm room. I had a pretty tough first year at school, if I'm being honest, and my second semester, I ended up only having classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that means 4-day weekends all the time and every Wednesday off. So with that, I had a lot of free time to kill. And I kind of looked in the mirror and was like, okay, I could watch Parks and Rec for the 8th time through, or I could use this time to do something a little bit constructive. At the time, social media was still kind of a newish thing. Like, we still worried about what time of day we posted because things weren't like algorithmically triggered, and we had to learn hashtags still, so there was a lot to learn in the way of social media at the time. So I thought, okay, why don't I start an Instagram page where I can learn the ins and outs of social media, and then maybe I could use that for a business someday. So I looked at my desk, and I had a handful of Lego figures on my desk that I had brought with me from home just to have as decorations for my desk at school. And I thought, okay, here's my challenge. I'm gonna only use the figures I have at my disposal and create as much content as possible. In fact, I challenged myself to make a piece of content every single day, and that's what I've done for 8 years until this very day. So it's been an absolutely wild ride. It's been so much fun, and the fun isn't stopping. Some of the big highlights are last year I got to go to the Lego headquarters and interview set designers. I've gotten to travel all around the world thanks to this. I've gotten to participate in some absolutely amazing campaigns with Lego, with Ghostbusters, with Disney, with Marvel. It's been an absolute dream come true, and as of this video, I've got about 400,000 people that follow me across the internet, which is kind of crazy to think about. So that being said, the reason you clicked on this video is because I'm going to answer the 8 most burning questions that you have. So I just so happen to have my handy dandy phone right here, and let's go ahead and get these questions answered. Our first question comes in from Admiral Webb, who says, if this isn't too personal, how has your family supported your journey in Lego, music, and YouTube through the years? So I don't have any siblings, it's just me, but my mom and dad are very, very supportive. In fact, they've always supported me doing things that are creative because both of them are entrepreneurs and own their own businesses. So to that effect, I guess it's not too surprising that I've done the same and started my own businesses, but they've been very, very supportive at various times in various ways. I think now both of them kind of get the vision of what I want Mini Superheroes Today to be, but starting out saying, oh yeah, I want to do this Instagram thing and turn it into a living, again, you got to think that like influencers weren't quite a thing back then, so, you know, it definitely maybe took my parents a little bit of time to understand what I was going for, but now that it's all here, they are definitely supportive, and they never doubted me or anything along the way. It's just awesome that they've been supportive of me in Lego and in my music career and everything else I've done. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Braden Page says, wow, I remember sending you a letter for your 7th anniversary. Time really does fly. Do you keep your customs together or do you break them down after your videos? Now, this is a question that a lot of you have asked me for a long time, and I'm here to give the definitive answer. I break them down. Sorry, I had to build up a little suspense there. Yes, I do break them down. The unfortunate thing is, you know, there are characters that I need pieces on multiple things at multiple times. Like, for example, there was a time several months ago where we had a Star Wars show and a Marvel show coming out every other day or sometimes on the same day. So, you know, there's only so many pieces to go around, and I wish that I could just buy the custom every time I need it, but I do have to tear them apart. So yes, I do tear my customs apart after I'm done with them, as much as I wish I didn't have to. Nameless says, what is your favorite part of the channel? Whether it's the vlogs, the reviews, or the custom minifigure showcases. Always a lot of fun on the channel. Well, thank you so much for that question, and my favorite part of the channel is the travel. I know that that might sound a little crazy, but I love traveling to Comic-Cons, to Lego conventions, to all kinds of different things that I get to do because of the channel, and I just love getting out there and seeing the world. You know, there's lots of cool Lego stuff behind me, there's lots of cool stuff we've talked about here on the channel, and the internet is an amazing place as far as finding cool stuff is, but nothing is quite as awesome as putting your phone in airplane mode, getting out there in the world, and experiencing history, experiencing food, restaurants, you know, I live for that stuff. So I'm very grateful that Mini Superheroes Today has afforded me opportunities to do that. For example, last year when I went to the Lego headquarters, I stopped at London for about 2 days on the way in. And the cool thing about that was I got to see where the Beatles crossed Abbey Road, and I got to eat at cool restaurants in London. Now, it wasn't maybe Lego Direct, but it was because of things related to the channel that allowed me to do that. So that's the biggest thing I would say to you guys, is just keep an open mind with whatever you're doing in life and think about ways that you can check lots of boxes. You know, if you get a job somewhere, maybe you can travel in a day early and experience something, or you know, I just love to leave you guys with a little bit of inspiration, and I would love for you guys to get out and explore the world if that's something that you want to do too. Britton Stinger says, congratulations on 8 years. My question is, who is your favorite character from the MCU? Well, this is a little bit tricky because Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is my all-time favorite comic book movie character of all time. And yes, he is in the MCU, but I feel like that's cheating, right? Like, that would be like if Christian Bale Batman came into the DCEU and you were like, who's your favorite DCEU character? And to go, the Dark Knight Batman. It's like, that's not fair. So it would be Tobey Maguire. If you count him, great, then that's my answer. But if not him, I'm going to go Scott Lang, Ant-Man. I've always loved Ant-Man, and something you may not know about me is I have a pretty legitimate Ant-Man movie-accurate cosplay, and my friends and I have gone to Comic-Cons, children's hospitals, children's libraries, and visited underprivileged kids for years, and I'm Ant-Man in the group wearing this suit. So, you know, Ant-Man not only has been an awesome character in the movies and in the Lego sets too, but it's been a great opportunity for me to be able to give back to my local community here in Nashville, which makes me love the character that much more. Comics Animations 18 says, if you never got into Lego, what would your channel mainly be focused on? Well, I love a lot of different things. As I've already mentioned, I love travel and food, but I'm also a music artist, a musician, and I love music history. So I think if I had another channel, it might be based on something along those lines. Truth be told, Mini Superheroes Today takes up so much of my time that I don't think I could start another channel as dedicated as I do here, but I did start a food blog called Can't Buy Me Lunch over on Instagram and TikTok, where I document all kinds of meals I have when I'm traveling here in Nashville, the whole shebang. So that kind of combines my loves of travel and food and lets me express that side of my life. And although it's not a channel, it is another page that I started that I'd love if you guys follow. It's Can't Buy Me Lunch. If you want to follow it, I'd really appreciate that. The Black Ani King says, what is a set that you like a lot, and do you even think about having kids? Well, those are two very, very loaded questions, so let's talk about a set I like a lot. My all-time favorite set is the new Lego Indiana Jones Temple of the Golden Idol. I just think it's amazing. The Technic on it is so good. The minifigs are cool. I absolutely love all of that. My second favorite set has got to be the Daily Bugle from Lego Marvel. My third favorite set is probably the Ghostbusters Firehouse. And then my fourth favorite set would be the original Indiana Jones Temple Escape, because Lego Indiana Jones has always been my favorite Lego theme ever. Now, when it comes to having kids, this is a pretty mature topic, considering this is like a big life decision here on the channel. It's quite the jump from talking about my favorite Lego set, but at this point in time, I'm not really sure if kids are in the future for me. You know, if I found the right girl, if we get married, if a family looks good, that's okay. But right now, I'm 27, and I don't think there's any chance I would want to have a kid before maybe age 30, 32, something like that, because there's a lot I still want to do. That kids are awesome. I'm not knocking having kids, but they definitely do make things like travel harder. And there's a lot of the world that I want to see beforehand. And then if I have kids, we could travel the world and go do that together. But there's just a lot I want to do before I would become a dad, if I become a dad. So not at this time. Not planning on kids anytime in the near future. Kind of related to that, the next question is Lux CUH. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they say, will you keep making Lego content for us until you're old? Well, first and foremost, thank you for not thinking that I'm old right now. But I mean, look, here's the thing. I've thought about this, right? Do I still want to be doing Mini Superheroes Today when I'm 41 years old? And I think the answer is yes, because here's the thing, guys. It's no secret that this is a business, and I make money off of this, and I'm very grateful for that. But I look at it like this. So if I were to take what I make doing Mini Superheroes Today and go find a job somewhere else to help me make that same amount of money, the amount of time that I would have to dedicate to that job, you know, driving there back and forth, so on and so forth, would kind of not make sense because, I get to do Mini Superheroes Today on my own schedule. Granted, I literally worked 365 days last year. I even worked on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day last year. I'm not saying that to like glamorize how awesome it is to be working and have a business. I'm just saying that I literally did not take a single day off in 2022. Again, that's not like bragging or like beating my chest or anything. I'm just giving the reality that I work literally every single day. I love what I do, but there are no weekends. There's no paid vacations. There's nothing like that. Every day, I've got to be making content, working on future content, posting content. It never ends. It's a hamster wheel that literally never ends. So I think that the question is more of that. Do I want to be on the social media hamster wheel into my 40s, 50s, 60s? I don't know. I mean, life is long. We're going to see how things go, where things end up. But right now, I really do see myself being in this for the long haul. Like, absolutely into my 30s, for sure. And I'm 27 right now. I mean, I can't see myself stopping anytime in the next 5 to 10 years. So I'll be here for a while. In fact, the weirdest thing is I've seen people, like, come to my channel that are, like, mid-teenagers, and then they grow out of the channel, and then they come back later as adults. Now that I've been in this for 8 years, going on a decade, basically, it's been kind of weird to see people, like, age out and then age back into my content. Very strange. Xavier asks, do you have Lego minifigures besides Spider-Man that you have kept ever since you were a kid? And what's your most valuable minifigure? Well, I'll answer this in a two-parter. Yes, I've kept pretty much every Lego figure I ever had since I was a kid. The only Lego figures I've ever sold are things that I have duplicates of. So basically, if I get something in my collection, I pretty much keep it for an archive. Truth be told, I don't keep any like Ninjago or things like that. But if it's Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Disney, Indiana Jones, anything like from a licensed IP, if I get it, I pretty much keep it, and then if I ever sell stuff, it's because I got another one of something that I already have. Like, for example, this shelf up here are almost all figures I had from when I was a kid into my teenage years, so that's pretty wild, and I've kept a lot of those. As far as my most valuable minifigure, that is a little bit hard to decipher and explain, so I picked a few. So these are the 2012 Toy Fair Captain America and Iron Man minifigures. These were used to announce the LEGO Marvel theme in 2012, and these are the first ever LEGO Marvel figures. There's only 125 of each of them. Now, that being said, these are some of the extras. So really, there's probably more like 200, 250 Iron Mans and more like 500 to 800 Captain Americas, but they're still pretty much some of the most limited Marvel figures ever, and the pair of them on their original lanyard, I mean, you're looking easy 8 to 10 grand, but these guys right here are probably about 5 grand collectively. But truthfully, what I think will be my most valuable figure with time is Mr. Gold. A fan reached out to me last year and sold me an authentic Lego Mr. Gold. He's in this case. I only handle him with gloves, so I don't ever take him out of the case. But I think over time, this will be my most valuable Lego figure, because the difference is, right, if you are just a Lego Star Wars collector, and maybe you have some other general Lego stuff, but Lego Star Wars is your main thing, these might be cool, but you would never pay $5,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 for these because you collect mostly Star Wars. However, Mr. Gold not being attached to any IP, this is just a generally cool thing for all Lego fans to have regardless of what you collect. So because this appeals to literally anybody that collects Lego, I think it's going to be the most valuable Lego figure with time. It may take 10 years, it may take 30, 40, 50 years to get there, but I do think that this will be the most valuable Lego figure of all time, given enough time. So with that being said, we're going to round out this questionnaire. I so appreciate you guys asking all your questions. If you have more questions, drop them in the comments down below, and maybe I'll do a part 2. What do you think? Should I just do like a Q&A thing? Maybe every week, every other week, once a month? Let me know what you think. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for 8 great years on Mini Superheroes Today.
Well, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and maybe check out one of my other videos listed here.